Are you empowering your child to use their voice and to speak their truth regardless of other people's expectations or reactions? Or are you shutting down your own voice to people please because you're afraid of what's going to happen for you? In today's video, we are talking about the throat chakra development and the importance of balancing and harmonizing this energy center and supporting your kid's developmental age when this chakra is being developed, so you can ensure that you are raising a child who is sovereign, empowered, confident, and can use their voice no matter what. So today I'm showing up for you in the most imperfect way. Just the timing of when I was able to record this video. My daughter just had a temper tantrum, but she was in the shower. So I have shampoo and water all over me. My hair is a mess because I also had to wrangle her when she was in the shower. And I could sit here and not record this video because I'm not showing up perfect. Or I could do as I'm doing, and as I'm saying this, I'm getting ringing in my ears, that I meant to just share this message and speak my truth because that is the most important thing right now. So I want you to take an inner audit of yourself and ask yourself, where in my life have I not fully shown up and expressed my truth in fear that I'm going to be persecuted, that I'm going to be abandoned, judged, rejected, whatever you want to fill in the blanks with? Because when we limit our ability to speak our truth, we are showing and modeling to our kids that that is normal. All those wounds from our childhood that we have yet to address around using our throat chakra, speaking our truth, telling the truth, using our words as a portal for manifestation, we are showing our kids that they are unsafe to speak their truth. And it's not going to be consciously. All of this is happening subconsciously. I want you to remember that. So there's no shame or guilt. This is just an awareness piece and a powerful tool for you to have so you can raise a child who has a really powerful throat chakra, because this center is a center of manifestation. So why would you want to raise a kid who is silencing this because you are afraid to do your inner work and clear your trauma around using your voice? So let's get into today's video. As a theta healing practitioner for nearly a decade, also teaching mothers how to do this work, enter that theta brainwave state, reprogram their beliefs, and raise a sovereign child by tuning into their energetics, I have seen time and time again women, mothers, being unable to speak their truth. And I myself am included in that. When I first had my daughter, she showed me just how much I was people-pleasing. And this is something that is very common in my clients as well, and the students who get certified with me, is that they start off not wanting to share what they receive in the intuitive connections with their clients. They're afraid that what they say might be wrong, or they might be judged or made fun of, or they'll be embarrassed by speaking what they're intuitively receiving. And it's once we peel back the layers and layers and layers of lies that they've been told from this lifetime as well as past lives, especially in the past lives of being a witch, that when you use your voice, you will be persecuted, you will be rejected, you will be abandoned, you will be hurt. Once those are cleared, mothers are able to assert their boundaries for themselves and their child so much easier. My daughter was first born, and I was in that postpartum period, and people wanted to come take care of her and supposedly support me. And all they wanted to do was hold the child, and I was the one ending up making snacks for people and doing the dishes, and someone else was holding the baby. I was afraid to put my boundaries out there and say, hey, I actually want to hold my newborn. How about you do all this for me? I was afraid to tell people, I don't want you touching my daughter. I have no idea what's going on with your energy, and I don't want that to interfere with her very delicate auric field right now. And once I reprogram this belief in myself that I will be hurt and persecuted if I use my voice, then all of a sudden I felt an ease, grace, and flow with speaking my truth. I was able to set boundaries. And it actually for a while swung the opposite direction where I used my voice a lot, and all that repressed anger and resentment kind of came to the surface. And even though it did, I am so grateful that I cleared my throat chakra of whatever crap I was holding on to in that. Because now my daughter sees that she can set healthy boundaries. She's gonna watch a mom who says no with ease, grace, and flow. She's going to watch a mom say yes to things that feel aligned for her. She's going to see a mom who is having high standards, putting out those high expectations, and also those boundaries and respecting the boundaries and having other people respect them too. And this is why it's so important for you to do your work as a mother, because the work you do on yourself is what your children see as the truth. Now, the throat chakra starts its development around the age of 4 to 5. And this is in that imprinting period, those first 7 years, when your kids are primarily focusing on their root chakra development. And then they're beginning to develop the secondary chakra in each of these years. So if you haven't yet seen videos 1, 2, 3, and 4 of this series on the root, sacral, solar plexus, and heart chakra, I'd highly suggest you go back and watch those, because everything is compounding on each other. So the information you're going to learn in the first video of the root chakra is going to impact how you best support each chakra after. And if you want to dive deeper and have a guide to go with you as your child grows up, then download the Sovereign Child Blueprint, as it tells you the beliefs that are instilled in each age as each chakra is being developed for the first 14 years of your kid's life. Now, here are some of the disempowering beliefs that you want to make sure that you are clearing in yourself as a mother, so you can begin this journey of raising a sovereign child and confidently knowing that you are doing your job as a sovereign parent and creating a foundation for them where they get to see you modeling the highest level of sovereignty and speaking their truth. The first belief is, I will be persecuted for speaking my truth. Now, this belief comes from past lives. If you have an inkling or an intuitive guidance that you were a witch in a past life, aka a wise woman, then you, chances are holding on to this belief. And here's the thing about the subconscious mind and the nervous system, is that you hold on to 7 generations past, as well as past lives and the conscious collective beliefs. So what you are struggling with currently around using your throat, it may not even come from this lifetime. And that's why sometimes it's hard to be able to identify these belief systems and limitations in ourselves. And so having a guide to identify it with you and walk you through it is so helpful. Second belief is, my voice has no power. Now, this has definitely come from the collective energy. There was a time in history where women literally had no voice in the world. They were unable to make impact. They weren't even able to have a job. So we end up instilling the belief that my voice has no power. Of course I can't change the world. Of course I can't make impact. When the truth is, your job as a mother is the most important job in society, because it is your belief systems that shape your child's blueprint. It is your limitations that will end up being passed down to your kids. And it's your ability to shift what you believe is true that's going to shift the conscious collective energy as a whole for every generation after you. The third belief, it is unsafe to speak my truth. And here are a couple of other really powerful limiting beliefs that will stop you from using your throat chakra that I highly suggest that you muscle test yourself for. And if you hold any of them, that's when you get your butt inside the mother frequency and you begin to reprogram them with these 10 to 20 minute activations that you can do daily to do the subconscious reprogramming, to support your nervous system in rising into the sovereign parent that you came here to be, that your child is asking you to be, so that way your child's blueprint is clear of anything that you have picked up. Now, here's how you know if your kid has an imbalanced throat chakra. And if you want to dive deeper into seeing if you and your kid have imbalanced chakras in any of the 7 primary chakras, then make sure you check the link in the bio for the free chakra guide, as it gives you the underactive chakra symptoms as well as the overactive chakra symptoms, so you know which chakra best needs your support right now. And here are a few of the imbalances that you may see in your child. There can be aggression, or there can be a silencing. There can be secrets being kept, or there can be really explosive energy. Your child may start to people please. They're going to start modeling your behavior. They maybe lack the ability to put those boundaries out there or to respect your own. And now here's a really important piece. This is not just a developmental thing. This is not just it's a phase that they're going to grow out of. The beliefs that your kids instill in those first 7 years, when it's all about safety and each of the primary chakras are starting its development, are the belief systems that carry out for the rest of your child's life. And again, no shame or guilt. This is just how the brain develops. Because your kids are so egocentric, everything around them that they experience, they take on as their truth and their story. And they create a meaning about it for themselves. Just the same way you did when you were a kid. So all those belief systems that you're holding on to, that is limiting your ability to speak your truth, chances are your mom picked that up in her childhood, and your grandma picked that up in her childhood. And it keeps going on 7 generations past, which is why this work is so important, because you give your kids the ability to have a different landscape, a different perspective of the world than what you have. And all you need is 10 to 20 minutes to do this work. Now, here are some conscious practices that you can do, because I always give you conscious practices. And remember that these are supposed to be used after you do the subconscious work. Because if you have the belief that my voice doesn't matter, that I am unsafe, and that's running 95% of your reality, but you attempt to do this work on the conscious 5% level, you're not going to see the changes that you want to see, that you are hoping to see with learning this information and remembering this truth. So the first thing you can do is do an audit on your boundaries and your ability to speak your truth. One of the practices that I love doing, and this is found in the Compound Effect book, is you do an audit for a week. So your audit for the week is to see, where are you lacking the ability to say no? How often do you feel a tense up in your throat when you want to say no, when you want to say I can't do something, when you want to ask for help, and you tighten up and you constrict and you reserve? Do an audit. Keep a notepad with you. Put it on your phone if you need to, every single time. And I want you to look back at this after a week, and I want you to see just how much you are not speaking your truth. Just how much unconsciously these belief systems have been running the show. Then you're going to begin to shift that. Whether it is you hop inside the mother frequency and you do an activation, or you find another way that resonates with you that allows that deep subconscious work to instill a new belief and story, I want you to shift this. Shift this, and then see how easy it is for you to speak your truth. Now, here's why this conscious practice is so important. One, the audit is going to allow you to have a deeper awareness of just how much these unconscious beliefs from your childhood, from past lives, from 7 generations past, is impacting you in your ability to have an active, balanced throat chakra and speak your truth. The second thing is going to give you an awareness piece to just how much you're actually modeling to your kids the inability to speak your truth. And finally, this practice is going to give you the opportunity to see the shift that takes place when you do the subconscious reprogramming, and how your behavior changes, your environment changes, your kids' responses change, and you feel confident that you are passing down powerful beliefs to your kids. The second practice I want you to do, and this is going to be with your kids, is I want you to start to teach them how to use their voice. Now, this may mean that your kids need to yell. Allow them to yell. Allow them to scream at the top of their lungs. One of the belief systems that have been instilled in past generations is be seen and not heard. So when we're thinking about belief systems on a collective level, we can see how this is going to be impacting our ability to allow our kids to speak their truth. Because we're holding on to past generational programming saying kids are supposed to be seen and not heard. So allow your kids to yell. Next time they throw a temper tantrum, let them yell. Encourage them to yell. Yell with them. Yell into a pillow. Yell at the top of their lungs on a mountaintop. Do something to instill into your child that it's safe, it's encouraged. Use your throat. Use your voice. And watch how much less they feel they need to. Because what we resist persists. So when we try to silence and suppress our voice, when we do finally open up that cap, when something happens, usually we tend to explode, because now our throat chakra is saying, wait, we have permission to speak our truth. We're going to let it all out. And that's when we usually end up having these really big, heated moments that we regret later, both for ourselves and our kids. Now, the third practice is to do an audit and a change in your language. There are certain words that the subconscious mind just can't pick up, such as don't and can't. So when you're speaking to your child, making sure you're using words that the mind actually is able to interpret. Or you're going to end up having a disconnect between you telling your kid don't do something and them hearing do it, but wait, why is mommy getting mad at me because she told me to do it? And that creates a disconnect between your child's intuition, their ability to speak their truth and to take inspired action, and the confidence they have in themselves. And here's how that compounding effect in all of our chakras can end up holding different and similar belief systems based on what's happening. With this practice, it's also being very aware of the language that you're using. Are you speaking empowering words? Are you speaking disempowering words? A word for myself and our family is that we don't say poor anything. This is, again, a collective belief system. Poor child, poor you, oh, poor baby. And we don't even consciously think about it. It's been so programmed and indoctrinated into us that we're not even aware that this is programming us to believe that we are poor. So we actually tell our daughter, no, there's no poor. It's rich Maya, rich baby, rich puppy, rich whatever. And there was actually a time recently when my family came to visit and my mom had said this to my daughter. She says, oh, poor Barbie that she was playing with. And Maya turns to my grandma and she goes, no, rich Barbie. And it was a moment of shock, realization, and gratitude. My husband and I looked at each other. We all paused and were like, did she just say that? Did she just correct a conscious collective programming? And it was a moment of such gratification for knowing this work, knowing that I confidently know that I'm instilling empowering beliefs into my child. I am confident that she is going to be so abundant, so empowered, so free thinking because I'm changing my language, I'm changing my belief systems, I'm regulating my nervous system to a new capacity. And she's seeing now that is her truth. That is the way the world is. So do an audit. See how often you're using the word poor or lack, if you're speaking in scarcity, speaking in limitation, and change it. Write down a list of words you want to say for the week and consciously focus on saying those words. Here are a couple of really good ones that we incorporate into our life that has been changing not only my husband and I's perspective of the world, but it's also shaping how my daughter views the world. Now, if you want to dive deeper, there's something really exciting happening. A container that's allowing you to take all this work and go even deeper. We're going over chakra development. We're going over big T and little t trauma. We're going over how belief systems are formed, how you can enter that theta brainwave state and support your kids' intuitive gifts so you can be confident knowing that you have the energetic blueprint for your child. To know that no matter what is happening in the matrix, you are raising an unprogrammable kid. You are raising a resilient kid, a kid who is abundant, empowered, successful, free, healthy, and knowing that they are the creator of their reality. So if you want to know more about this, comment, tell me, and I will share with you the details. And this is coming soon. I thank you for doing this work. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with another mom who needs to hear this, who maybe isn't using their throat chakra, or maybe you notice their kids are having really big temper tantrums. Share this with a mom who you want to have on this empowering journey of raising sovereign kids with you. I love, see, and honor you.